Well, hello. It's officially September and a month since I've had my procedure. I just got back from doctor's office to have them check, I guess, and verify that I'm doing well. I just now I am, but I sure wasn't a couple of weeks ago. So they didn't really ask a lot of questions, which is a little concerning to me because I'm like, you should be a little bit more aware of what to tell dialysis patients when they have a procedure done. So I did find out from the nurse, who was super cool, um, what had actually happened. And apparently, my fallopian tube had detached and got tangled up with my port tube, and that's what was causing the pain. Um, I guess everything else was normal. Like, there was no situations that happened. The surgery was super easy and clean cut. So I really think the biggest thing that was the issue was my dialysis starting it way too soon than what I should have. Maybe they didn't understand what kind of dialysis I was doing. I don't know. I do know that I have figured out that we have to be our own advocate, especially if you're on manual PD dialysis and you're not using the machine thing. Because you can do PD at home by using this machine that's about the size of like a printer. Um, you can't really take it with you anywhere, so it's not like traveling with it, but you do that overnight instead of throughout the day like I do. And so apparently I'm one of the very few that does it manually, because it's a task. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of steps to take to stay sterile, and I don't know. I just found it frustrating that this whole thing happened. So I think it's important that you have to remain patient and just continuously remind the medical field of what kind of situation you're actually experiencing, because you can say, oh, I'm on dialysis, and they're like, okay, when do you go to the clinic? And it's like, hold up, I don't go to the clinic. So my blood pressure is pretty high, which seems normal now, but I guess he said that that wasn't good because overall it's stressful for the body. But he's also like, you're on dialysis and you've just had surgery, so perhaps that's part of why your blood pressure is so high, is because your body's just kind of freaked out. And I'm like thinking, you think? So I do know that I've been off of my meds from the hospital for a week now, and my brain feels better. Um, so that part of it is good. I actually slept. I think I slept the whole night last night. I may have woke up a couple times to go pee or something, but nothing like it has been. So that was good. I also am still feeling pretty tired. Like, we went to Walmart last night because I needed to get a couple things from the store, and I was tired when I got home. And we didn't even walk around that much, and we didn't do hardly anything all day. But that's still kind of like my thing, because I'm still pretty tired. I did take Smokey out this morning though to go for a walk, which has been a month at least, yeah. Um, so that was cool. I think he felt a little bit like things are back to normal, because I feel like he almost acts like he's depressed. um, so I definitely need to get back in track of walking him, which is walking myself, which is getting us exercise, which is making us move back to where we were before, which is just kind of been my slang thing now. It's like, well, before all of this, I was fine. And then after all of this, there's all this consequences. So I'm hoping to get back to where I was, and if not better. I am glad to know that the weight has come off significantly from my highest weight, which was 188, almost 200 pounds when I finally went to TMC. So that I'm really grateful for, because it's cool to watch all of that like come down off of the scale, you know what I mean? So there's that. So this week doesn't, I don't think, hits over 100, which is going to be really nice. I think I have Charlie on Thursday, which will be wonderful, because Thursday I even think it might rain. So it'd be kind of cool if it's cool enough weather, I could walk up to his daycare, which is like a block or two away. It's not very far at all. And he and I have walked it before, and then walk back and kind of get some exercise that way, and then hang out with him, because that'll be cool. But I have to find out, because he broke out in a rash, and we all kind of broke out in a rash. It was weird. But he had it all over his back, and then he had some around his mouth. And so they tested for that foot mouth thing, which freaks me out. But he didn't have that. They gave him some antibiotic and said he had strep. It's like a form of strep going around. So I've not had a fever or felt sick, other than just being in recovery from all this crap. But on my arm, I got like this rash that started to develop and just felt like, I don't know, like itchy for some reason. Not regular dialysis itchy, but like in this one area. Then my son's like, look at my arm. And we're like, oh my God. So I did end up watching Charlie for about 2-3 hours, which is basically his nap time. And then his other grandma came along, and she took him for the rest of the time, because Katie's like, we just got you out of the hospital. We don't need you to go back. So that was very sweet of her. So I don't know if Charlie has gone back to school yet, now that I think about it. If he has, then I will have him on Thursday. And if he hasn't, then that means I'll have him on Thursday. I just have to set it up differently. So yeah, that's my life right now. Just one day at a time. I haven't really had much of an appetite. Which is fine. I think, guys know that I think we overeat anyways in America. So, but it was very sweet. Like I'm going to cry. I had people who made me food. Yeah. Or they purchased food and had it dropped off like via Grubhub or something, which I don't even use that app. My son does, but I don't. And it was very sweet. Like they're like, what do you want? We will bring you food, or we will send you food, because let's be honest, men cooking isn't really that great a lot of times. Now, there are some good men cooks, like my son. He cooks a great steak. I don't get it. In the kitchen, not even on the grill. But, poor Donnie. Plus, we don't eat a lot of what everybody else eats, so we're mostly carnivore. And so my go-to meal has been, because nectarines are in season, I've been having a nectarine and a little bowl of cottage cheese. Now, I'm not a big fan of cottage cheese, but I'm not against it. I for some reason, I feel like I'd rather eat cottage cheese than yogurts, but I don't mind either one. But if I'm going to shop for one or the other, I'll go for cottage cheese. So that's what I've been eating lately, is that. And then like we've gotten a Whopper. We did do pizza one night, and what's crazy is that I normally like to do the pizza deals, right? So I normally get this deal where it's like $8 for a medium pizza and $8 for the salad. But if you get it together, like a mix and match kind of thing, then it's a little bit cheaper. Like it's this thing from Hungry Howie's, which is just around the corner from us. And so that's what we did. And I ended up ordering their special, which was a 2-topping pizza that was large. And I ate like 2 pieces, I think. No, Donnie can eat the whole thing if I let him. Because he's just funny that way. He doesn't have that turn off switch very well. And so if there's a choice between being lazy and not cooking dinner, that's what he'll do. Versus you know, if there's a whole pizza there, he's going to eat the whole thing. So I told him, I was like, you can't eat the whole pizza because you don't process the bread correctly. Like, it upsets him physically. So, anyways, I was very surprised how very full I was after my piece and a half. And I think I ended up giving the crust to Smokey because I was like, oh, I'm just done. And Donnie had a couple, and then we had a couple pieces the next day, and that was really cool because it was like, nope, we got to pull back and really pay attention to what we're eating. And so that's what we've been doing a lot more so since this whole episode. Like, we've eaten more eggs, more hamburger patties, you know, trying to clean out our freezer of like, what kind of meats do we have in here, that kind of thing. But I did end up getting some grapes, which have been delicious lately. I hope it's grape season. Just the green grapes. That's kind of my whole thing. And then cherry tomatoes. No. Just cherries. Cherries has been my go-to little treat as well because it's not year-round. So I really like Rainier cherries, but I think they're just gone now. And they're a lot pricier than the other cherries. So I like to go into the store and get a handful or two instead of buying the whole bag, because the whole bag can be like $16. And it's like, I don't think I need that many cherries. So anyways, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to finish my exchange here in a little bit. And I will talk to you guys later. All right. Have a good day. Drink your water. And try to pass on that processed foods. Okay. Bye-bye.